O tamba, Junior at sa ibang mga buhayang congressman dyan. Ganito dapat kay VP Sara Duterte. Kung paano niya ginamit yung budget, nakalain mo sa 2026 budget, wala pang 1 bilyon ang hinihingi niya dyan. Pero sa mga congressman, na mga buhaya dyan, ay, bariya lang yan. Ito po, accomplishment ng OVP ipinresenta ni VP Sara Duterte sa 2026 budget hearing dyan po sa Senado. O ito, panoorin natin ang video.
Good morning, everyone. Presenting the highlights and salient features of the OVP budget under fiscal year 2026 National Expenditure Program, or the NEP. The Department of Budget and Management has recommended a budget of 902,895,000 for fiscal year 2026 vis-a-vis the 942,038,000 of the proposal of the Office of the Vice President. The amount recommended is 21.33 higher than the fiscal year 2025 budget as appropriated. The proposed budget will cover personal services, or PS, maintenance and operating expenses, or MOOE, and capital outlay. For the PS, the recommended budget for fiscal year 2026 is 212,538,000, which is 23.54% of the total budget. The amount is higher by 12.14% than the fiscal year 2025 PS level. Personal services cover salaries, benefits, and allowances of 162 filled positions. It also includes the special duty allowance for military and uniformed personnel and salary for non-permanent positions. The total proposed PS budget, including retirement and life insurance premiums, or RLIP, is 212,538,000. For the MOOE, the recommended budget is 673,753,000, which is 74.62% of the total budget. The amount is based on the DBM Tier 1 MOOE level of 654,527,000, plus additional Tier 2 requests of 19,226,000 for the information and communication technology, or ICT related expenses, in line with the DICT endorsed Information Systems Strategic Plan, or ISSP. The MOOE includes the allocations of the following: supplies and materials, as well as financial assistance subsidies, which are intended for goods and grants that will be directly received by the OVP target beneficiaries or clients; travel and representation expenses to support the operational needs of the OVP in implementing its programs and projects, including its ceremonial and executive functions; and for the provisions of professional services and rent lease expenses to cover the service fees of contract of service personnel, IT-related consultancy services as per the ISSP, and the operational needs of OVP central and satellite offices. As for the capital outlay, the total budget is 1.84% of the total recommended budget, or equivalent to 16.6 million. The recommended capital outlay covers the procurement of various information and communication technology outlays consistent with the ISSP. By appropriation source, the amount under agency-specific budget is 889,236,000 and 13,695,000 under automatic appropriations for the RLIP. Of the total amount of 902,895,000 under the fiscal year 2026 National Expenditure Program, 275,183,000, or 30.5%, is allotted for various goods and grants under socio-economic programs of the OVP, which will directly benefit Filipinos. This excludes reflects the logistics and other costs which are necessary to implement the programs. This is presenting the comparative budget of the OVP from 2020 to 2025 under the GAA and 2026 under the NEP. So in 2020, the budget was 708,019,000. In 2021, the budget was 908,790,000. In 2022, the budget was 713,408,000. In 2023, the budget was 2,356,614,000. And in 2024, the budget was 1,885,462,000. In 2025, the budget was 744,146,000. And currently, for 2026, under the NEP, it's 902,895,000. So this is the chart, the graph of the comparative budget. Prior to fiscal year 2023, the OVP's budget ranged from 700 to 900 million, and it was only in fiscal year 2023 and 2024 that the budget exceeded 1 billion pesos, primarily due to increased allocations for financial assistance and subsidy to support the provision of medical and burial assistance. For fiscal year 2025, the OVP budget returned to its pre-2023 levels with 744,015,000 allocated for 2025. The same budget level is maintained under the proposed 2026 budget with adjustments for inflation, including the mandated salary increases. Since 2020, and even with higher budgets in 2023 and 2024, the OVP was able to maintain a high full-year budget utilization or obligation rate of at least 85.55% at end year. Presented is the comparison between the 2025 and 2026 budgets under GAA and under NEP. The net increase of 158,749,000 is attributable to the following: personal services increase of 21,313,000 due to increase in number of field positions from 149 to 162, and the corresponding standard salary increases across all items. MOOE items with a total increase of 174,521,000 is for supplies and materials expenses. This is the increase in the provision for disaster relief and the rice programs, the financial assistance and subsidies for the Magnegosyo Taday program, the professional services, provision for existing contract of service personnel, the rent and lease expenses, and there is a reduction of 28,085,000 for representation expenses to partially support the requirement for PS. For capital outlay, there is a decrease in the amount of 39,796,000 in fiscal year 2026. In fiscal year 2026, included a lower portion for ICT equipment. In addition, fiscal year 2025 included budget for purchase of 4 motor vehicles and other machinery and equipment. There's also an increase in 2.7 million in retirement and life insurance premiums, which is mandatory under the GSIS contributions. So these are the accomplishments of the Office of the Vice President. As the second highest office in the land, the OVP aims to promote the welfare of every Filipino in line with its vision to create lasting impact on the lives of every Filipino people through its socio-economic programs and services. Since 2022, the OVP has implemented the following programs: the Pagbabago, A Million Learners and Trees campaign, the disaster response operations, relief for indigents and individuals in crisis and emergencies or RISE, You Can Be VP, Libreng Sakay, Kalusugan Food Trucks and Pansarap, magnegosyo taday, and the medical and burial assistance. The OVP programs are implemented in the central office and through 10 satellite offices and 1 extension office, which continue to operate in key areas in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao to provide Filipinos with immediate access to the services provided by the Office of the Vice President. In Luzon, we have the Cagayan Valley Satellite Office located in Kawayan City, Isabela. In Pangasinan Satellite Office, we have the office located in Dagupan City. And for the Bicol Satellite Office, we have the office in Legazpi City. In Visayas, for the Cebu, Bohol, and Siquijor Satellite Office, it is located in Cebu City. And for Eastern Visayas Satellite Office, it is located in Tacloban City. And for the Panay and Negros Islands Satellite Office, it is located in Bacolod City. And in Mindanao, for the Caraga Satellite Office, it is located in Butuan City. In Southern Mindanao, it is located in Davao City. And for BARM, it is in Cotabato City. And for Western Mindanao, it is in Zamboanga City. For fiscal year 2024, the OVP had a target of 1,013,620 beneficiaries for all the programs and a total of 1,780,079 individuals and groups were served. The high performance was achieved with the help of 470 strategic partnerships that were established with government agencies, civil society organizations, medical institutions, and other external stakeholders. Likewise, the OVP successfully implemented 99% of all planned projects and achieved a high average satisfaction rating of 98% for its services, including the requests acted upon within the standard processing time. Finally, the office completed a total of 490 engagements with partners and stakeholders. As to the financial targets in 2024, the OVP obligation rate was above the 85% mark. The OVP had 85.55% budget utilization rate with 1.783 billion amounts obligated, and with a disbursement rate of 86.03% or 1.53 billion disbursed. For fiscal year 2025, the OVP has continued the implementation of its flagship programs designed to provide the Filipino people with access to basic social services, with a target of 1,047,935 beneficiaries for the year, a total of 595,757 individuals, or 57% of the target, were served across all OVP programs and services during the semester. The OVP has also established 242 partnerships to support the development and implementation of its various initiatives. Notably, the OVP successfully implemented 100% of planned projects encompassing activities such as social preparation, technical assistance, and program implementation. Furthermore, the OVP achieved an average satisfaction rating of 97% for its services, exceeding the target of 90%. In addition, the office completed a total of 770 engagements with partners and stakeholders, further strengthening collaboration and support for its programs. As of June 30, 2025, the OVP has 756.33 million total release allotments and a continuing appropriation equivalent to 147.1 million, totaling the available allotment for the year to 903.43 million. For the first semester, the OVP has already obligated 34.3% of the available allotment received, equivalent to 309.69 million and with a disbursement rate of 66.8% or 206.83 million. Although the current rate of 34.3% falls short of the mid-year targets, the OVP's mid-year utilization rate remains consistent with previous years, which are below 50%, since some of the OVP programs are implemented only in the second semester of the year, such as the Pagbabago program, wherein bag distributions are made after the opening of the school year, and activities for disaster response, which are usually during the typhoon season starting July, and some procurements are ongoing. With these, the OVP remains on track in maintaining an obligation rate above 85% by year-end, as has been achieved in prior years. The OVP holds a distinct position in our bureaucracy. As the second highest office in the land, the OVP carries out functions that complement the work of other government agencies while advancing the well-being of the Filipino people. The proposed 902.895 million for fiscal year 2026 budget for the OVP will help us continue with our mission to deliver efficient, accessible, and responsive public service for the good of all Filipinos. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Ganyan dapat. Alam ng taong bayan kung saan napunta ang budget ng Office of the Vice President. Di ba? Kaya maraming napabilib dito kanina, dito sa ipiniresenta ni Vice President Sara Duterte. O ayon dito kay MG Vlog, ganito dapat, walang tinatago, kaya gusto ng taong bayan, mga Duterte. Sabi ni Eliala Salarsa, yung budget ng OVP wala sa kalingkingan ng mga nakurap mula sa flood control. Oo nga, kalain mo, umabot na ng trilyon yung pinag-usapan na napunta sa mga buhaya. Di umano ha. Pero dito sa budget, 2026 budget na hinihingi ng Office of the Vice President, wala pang 1 billion. Oh, kitam? Tapos si BP Sara Duterte pa ang nauunang nakakaalam kung ano yung mga nangyayaring korupsyon. Diba siya yung unang mga nag-booking kung sino at kung anong nangyayari, pero ngayon lang inaksyonan. Ito sabi ni Easy Service Tech, tanging si OVP Sara lang ang transparent pagdating sa budget. Good job po. Ay yung iba kaya, saan kaya nila ginamit yun? Sabi ni Joyce Remorosa, OVP lang nag-report kung saan napunta yung budget niya. Saan nga yung budget ng mga congressman? Binaha yung mga area nila. Eh, ewan ko lang kung saan nila ginagamit yun. Baka doon sa malaking alak ba? Diba, mayroong isang congressman na uminom ng malaking alak tapos umabot ng milyon yung binayaran? Sabi ni Beatrice Batak, kaya daming mga investors pumapasok sa Davao City kasi may tiwala sila kay BP Sara. Kaya pilit nilang sisiraan itong Davao City. Naku po, kung nakapunta kayo ng Davao City, ibang-iba sa lugar ng mga buhaya. Kasi ganito yan, kung talagang seryoso na magserbisyo yung isang politiko, mismong lugar nila makikita mo ang resulta kung talagang hindi kurap yung mga yan. Sabi ni Orlando Longcob, yan ang tunay na nagserbisyo. Alam kung paano ginastos or saan napunta ang budget sa buong taon. BP pa mismo yan siyang tunay na may transparency and accountability. Yung iba dyan, alam ba natin saan napunta? Baka nasa party-party na yan. Hanggang dito lang. Thank you. Bye-bye.